Sorry, yaar. If you guys, anybody of you are watching, I'm so sorry. My stream ended abruptly, like really abruptly. पता नहीं क्या हो गया अचानक से. Anyway, we'll continue. Harry ran up the hall into the kitchen and felt his stomach disappear. Aunt Petunia's masterpiece of a pudding, the mountain of cream and sugared violets, was floating up near the ceiling. On top of a cupboard in the corner crouched Dobby. No, croaked Harry. Please, they'll kill me. Harry Potter must say he is not going back to school. Dobby, please. Say it, sir. I can't. Dobby gave him a tragic look. Then Dobby must do it, sir, for Harry Potter's own good. The pudding fell to the floor with a heart-stopping crash. Cream splattered the windows and walls as the dish shattered. With a crack like a whip, Dobby vanished. There were screams from the dining room, and Uncle Vernon burst into the kitchen to find Harry, rigid with shock, covered from head to foot in Aunt Petunia's pudding. At first, it looked as though Uncle Vernon would manage to gloss the whole thing over. Just a nephew, very disturbed. Meeting strangers upsets him, so he kept him upstairs. He shooed the shocked Masons back into the dining room, promised Harry he would flay him to within an inch of his life when the Masons had left, and handed him a mop. Aunt Petunia dug some ice cream out of the freezer, and Harry, still shaking, started scrubbing the kitchen clean. Uncle Vernon might still have been able to make his deal if it hadn't been for the owl. Aunt Petunia was just handing round a box of after dinner mints when a huge barn owl swooped through the dining room window, dropped a letter on Mrs. Mason's head, and swooped out again. Mrs. Mason screamed like a banshee and ran from the house, shouting about lunatics. Mr. Mason stayed just long enough to tell the Dursleys that his wife was mortally afraid of birds of all shapes and sizes, and to ask whether this was their idea of a joke. Harry stood in the kitchen, clutching the mop for support as Uncle Vernon advanced on him, a demonic glint in his tiny eyes. Read it, he hissed evilly, brandishing the letter the owl had delivered. Go on, read it! Harry took it. It did not contain birthday greetings. Dear Mr. Potter, we have received intelligence that a hover charm was used at your place of residence this evening at 12 minutes past 9. As you know, underage wizards are not permitted to perform spells outside school, and further spell work on your part may lead to expulsion from said school. Decree for the reasonable restriction of underage sorcery 1875, paragraph C. We would also ask you to remember that any magical activity which risks notice by members of the non-magical community is a serious offense. Under Section 13 of the International Confederation of Warlocks Statute of Secrecy, enjoy your holidays. Yours sincerely, Mafalda Hopkirk. Improper use of magic office, Ministry of Magic. Harry looked up from the letter and gulped. You didn't tell us you weren't allowed to use magic outside school. Forgot to mention it. Slipped your mind, I dare say, said Uncle Vernon, a mad gleam dancing in his eyes. He was bearing down on Harry like a great bulldog, all his teeth bared. Well, I've got news for you, boy. I'm locking you up. You're never going back to that school. Never. And if you try and magic yourself out, they'll expel you. And laughing like a maniac, he dragged Harry back upstairs. Uncle Vernon was as bad as his word. The following morning, he paid a man to fit bars on Harry's window. He himself fitted the cat flap in the bedroom door so that small amounts of food could be pushed inside 3 times a day. They let Harry out to use the bathroom morning and evening. Otherwise, he was locked in his room around the clock. 3 days later, the Dursleys were showing no sign of relenting, and Harry couldn't see any way out of his situation. He lay on his bed watching the sun sinking behind the bars on his window and wondered miserably what was going to happen to him. What was the good of magicking himself out of his room if Hogwarts would expel him for doing it? Yet life at Privet Drive had reached an all time low. Now the Dursleys knew they weren't going to wake up as fruit bats. He had just lost his only weapon. Dobby might have saved Harry from horrible happenings at Hogwarts, but the way things were going, he'd probably starve to death anyway. The cat flap rattled and Aunt Petunia's hand appeared, pushing a bowl of tinned soup into the room. Harry, whose insides were aching with hunger, jumped off his bed and seized it. The soup was stone cold, but he drank half of it in one gulp. Then he crossed the room to Hedwig's cage and tipped the soggy vegetables at the bottom of the bowl into her empty food tray. She ruffled her feathers and gave him a look of deep disgust. It's no good turning your beak up at it. That's all we have got, said Harry grimly. He put the empty bowl back on the floor next to the cat flap and lay back down on the bed, somehow even hungrier than he had been before the soup. Supposing he was still alive in another 4 weeks, what would happen if he didn't turn up at Hogwarts? Would someone be sent to see why he hadn't come back? Would they be able to make the Dursleys let him go? The room was growing dark. Exhausted, stomach rumbling, mind spinning over the same unanswerable questions, Harry fell into an uneasy sleep. He dreamed that he was on a show in a zoo with a card reading underage wizard attached to his cage. People goggled through the bars at him as he lay, starving and weak, on a bed of straw. He saw Dobby's face in the crowd and shouted out, asking for help. But Dobby called, "Harry Potter is safe there, sir," and vanished. Then the Dursleys appeared and Dudley rattled the bars of the cage, laughing at him. "Stop it," Harry muttered as the rattling pounded in his sore head. "Leave me alone! Cut it out! I'm trying to sleep!" He opened his eyes. Moonlight was shining through the bars on the window, and someone was goggling through the bars at him. A freckle-faced, red-haired, long-nosed someone. Ron Weasley was outside Harry's window. End of chapter 2, which was Dobby's warning. Chapter 3 will be The Burrow.
Match found.
Match found. Ah, cheh. Let's go back to Sage once more.
Reina, there are better ways to survive than your path.
Oh, I'm so ashamed. Pobre de me. How will I live with myself?
Spike down A.
Return to dust.
Enemy spotted A. Reloading.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
Reloading.
Amazing. I am honored.
Feels good, doesn't it? Now do it.
चोट देनी मार देनी खींच के तमाचा ही हंस दे ले टिंग 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 ही हंस ही नहीं हंस दे
Tag out.
के पापा हंस देना फिर से गन लेना भूल गया अरे भाई
तेरे पे गन थी
नहीं ब्रो
क्या थी
Spike planted. Last player standing.
ट्वेंटी
Trust me, they'll know what hit them.
Rest.
नाइस शॉट
Spike down B.
Spike down B पे
One enemy remaining.
तेज भाई गाँव तेज भाई बड़ी
होल्ड
हीरो है।
होल्ड यहीं पे ओमन ए पे
रुक जा मारियो मत या मरियो मत अब मार
हील
Healing you.
Reloading! I'm gonna run my fist through that omen's face! Can you even punch a ghost?
Weapon
Yes,
here.
I'm doing it! Done here.
शॉट तो अच्छा लगा था यार रेस को
Spike down mid.
केजे स्नोमैन आएगा तो मैं तेरे को या फिर पीछे वही छुपा रहे मैं ग्रिल से तेरे को देता हूँ यहीं यहीं रुक केजे इधर आ सामने आ।
For you.
ब्रीच बी में था।
मैं ये जा रहा हूँ वो रोटेट किए हैं क्या
लग तो नहीं रहा।
पता नहीं।
नहीं बी पे ही है। बी पे
इस स्मोक फेक के लिए भी हो सकता है।
बी प्लांट।
One enemy remaining.
What will it be this time? Have any patterns emerged yet?
केजे डायरेक्ट ना थोड़ा ऊपर लगाए नेक्स्ट राउंड।
हाँ
ओके उसके टांगों के बीच से खेल सको।
भाग तेरी माँ
You will not kill my allies!
प्लांटिंग।
Reloading.
सेज राइट में।
One enemy remaining.
राइट। अच्छा सॉरी माय बैड।
आई डोंट मीन हाई करोगे मोमेंट डर गया। देख के यहाँ पे
हाँ
जैसे यहाँ पे मिड पे अपना और लगा टर्रेट।
इंग्लिश प्लीज सॉरी
ओके वैसे टर्रेट हियर
Keep them out.
नेक्स्ट राउंड
Omen kill.
भाग कब बताओ ना यार आ गया कहाँ आ गया है
Last player standing.
ऑफ गया मेरा भाग भाई उन पे ऑफ हो सकता है इस राउंड ओमन थोड़ा कॉल वॉल दे यार अगर तेरे को पुश कर दिया या किसी को भी मार के वो लोग पुश कर गए साइड थोड़ा कॉल दो यार प्लीज
वेट Press your dart here. So between his legs, I can kill. I can pick them. Nice. I can hit them, they can not hit. So strategy.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Don't interrupt my work.
मेरे को तो मेरा अल्ट आ जाएगा.
Thank you. Reloaded. My ultimate is ready. This is our home.
Thank you.
Everyone makes fun of German efficiency. Just keep laughing.
ब्रीच ड्रॉप मांग ले. ओमन ड्रॉप दे दे उसको. गुड बैलेंस्ड इकोनॉमी.
Through the calm, I see. Through the storm, I fight.
Spike down A.
Heal, 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 heal. Heal, bro, heal.
Who? Oh, you.
Healing you. Here.
Somebody was here.
Here.
I saw a shoulder.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
भाग यार. छी. रेज मिड पे.
30 seconds left.
मेरा ऑप ले लेना बॉयलर से कोई. ऊपर चढ़ गया. His kitchen. रीना वो मार देगा. मेरा ऑप ले ले यहाँ से. यहीं पे ऑप है. थैंक यू. चलाना है तो चला ले इस राउंड.
They look like us, but are they us?
चला लो.
So many questions.
नहीं इस पर ही पहुंच सकते तो हो जाता है. हम इसी पे चढ़ जाए वही बहुत बड़ा बात है मेरे लिए. ओमन होल्ड कर. ए होल्ड कर ओमन. अभी भी वो आ सकते हैं. मैं जा रहा हूँ.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B. Spike B.
ओए पीछे. दो ओडिन गिरा चुका है वो. दोनों ओडिन उठा लो.
Gun here.
अरे दोनों उठा लेना. अच्छा तेरे पास ऑफ है.
Off है.
More into battle. I'm not tired. Are you?
अरे गाइस थोड़ा वोकल होइए. प्लांट हो रहा है बता नहीं रहा है. ब्रीच मर रहा है बता नहीं रहा है. अरे तू चुप रहे भाई. जितनी बार मैं बोल रहा हूँ तू बस रिप्लाई देने के लिए हो रहा है. तू चुप रहे.
अरे भाई मैं मार रहा हूँ उनको. क्या कर रहा है?
अरे मैं मर रहा हूँ क्योंकि मेरे पास इन्फो नहीं रहा. मैं उधर आ रहा हूँ. साइड से मार दे रहा है मेरे को. ए फुल रश.
Fire in the hole!
95 सेज 95 है. अरे रे.
My ult's ready.
Spike planted.
So goats. That's not ready. Blinding.
Bomb grenade out.
जेनी की साइड में छुपा हुआ है. अच्छा उधर चला गया।
One enemy remaining.
मेन लास्ट मेन था नेक्स्ट या तो नेक्स्ट होगा या तो
अरे रेना का ऑप उठा लो।
दोनों ओडिन उठाना।
नहीं एक ऑप है।
उठा लो
ओडिन उठ गया, ऑप उठा लो जल्दी से। मतलब पैसा तो है एनफ हम लोग के पास, बट स्टिल।
Pick out code, KJ.
अब ब्रीच मेरे को ड्रॉप देना।
I don't know that you have one. Wait, fine.
चीज अगर दिया था तो मैं एडिट करता हूँ, मेरे साथ आइयो।
ओके ओके।
नहीं है।
अरे यार बहुत लो है वो तो 4 HP होगा।
One enemy remaining. Spike
मेरे
down
पे
B.
मिनिमा है क्या ये?
तुम
अरे यहाँ है यार।
ऑफ ले मेरे पे पड़ी। एक लिख सकते हैं। हाँ
Last round before the switch.
अरे यार 139 लगा था सेज को, मैं मारना ही छोड़ दिया उसके बाद। ब्रीच तूने ऑप ये ओडिन खरीदा है क्या? मेरा ले ले।
Yeah,
मैंने नहीं चला।
I'm ready.
हाँ रेना वहीं देखता रहे। रेना पीक, अच्छा वो मर गया।
You will not kill my allies.
हाय बी मेन अल्ट मार के मेरे को उठा दे जाके। लेफ्ट
Your duty is not
planted.
over.
Of course you still need me.
अरे चाकू मार।
अरे जल्दी मारो सबको जाके।
Be at peace.
ब्रीच मार इसको। नाइस।
लास्ट किधर है?
बैक साइड है वो।
Thank you.
अरे हाफ डिफ भी हो चुका था। इतना एफिशिएंसी लेके आओगे तुम लोग तो कैसे चलेगा?
Stealing sight. Stealing sight. Out of charges.
Switching sides.
Time to stock back up.
किसी के पास कोई बढ़िया शरीफ है क्या?
Need a drop.
रीना
Thank you.
ठीक है। तू मेरा वाला शरीफ चलाना रहना, फिर तू अपना शरीफ नहीं चलाएगा कभी।
आर के नहीं इस पे देख।
वो मेरे पे भी वही है, मेरे पे भी वही है। मेरे को फॉर अ चेंज कुछ और चलाना था। नहीं भाई, आर्केन रेयर आइटम है।
आस
Can I get this?
Our spikes down.
Spike down B.
Turret out.
Spike down B.
Enemy down.
ये जाओ
Last player standing.
बोल रहा ये राइट में।
अबे यार
भगा दिया भाई।
थोड़ा काम डाउन हो जाता हूँ मैं।
Let's everyone.
मैं तो जा ही रहा था ना नीचे से।
बाय करके पीछे नहीं ये सेफ
ना ना सेव कर लेते हैं अननेसेसरी। वो आगे आते जाएंगे, हमारा पैनिक बढ़ते जाएगा।
Quick peeks now.
Turret out.
भाई जरा शिफ्ट करो ये पे कौन है शिफ्ट करना अरे
ओमन भी
यार,
पे है।
उनको पता नहीं था हम लोग ये पे हैं।
ओमन बी पे है।
अरे
Heal that up.
यार
Sage.
For you.
Last
Spike
player
down.
standing. Spike down A.
बाप रे बाप।
Hi.
Just swapping in new fusion cells. Okay, my arms are good. We can go.
चलो।
Sage Guardian है?
नहीं मेरे पे बुलडॉग है।
Guardian चाहिए।
नहीं रे गार्डियन
चलिए,
चलाता ही
गार्डियन।
नहीं मैं।
ला बुलडॉग है
Can someone get this? Thank you.
Okay. No surely.
Don't go with me. Don't go with me.
अरे यार
Enemy removed.
ओमन तेरे ऊपर है
एक किचन है, एक किचन है, एक किचन है।
One enemy remaining.
एक और इमेट ओमन
वही है वही है वही है।
ओडिन उठा लियो
नहीं नहीं नहीं, अटैक में बहुत डिफिकल्ट रहेगा।
अरे मैं चलाऊंगा ना तुम लोग अपनी टेंशन लो नाइस
Look for my shadows. They will hide you.
अरे रेना किसी का बेटर गन उठा लेता ना। नाइस रे ओमन, मेरे पे अच्छा क्लियर किया।
ओमन के फैंटम बढ़िया है।
कौन सी फैंटम है ओमन? ओ मिनिमा। अच्छा शरीफ भी तेरा ही है क्या मिनिमा? है ओमन तेरा ही मिनिमा शरीफ है क्या? ओहो मिनिमा शरीफ भी है किसी के पास।
हाँ ऑफ भी रहेगा फिर तो।
Concussing.
My old friend.
Blast off.
Train harder.
नाइस
My
शॉट।
ultimate is not ready. Barrier created.
ओडिन बढ़िया सही है। बैकस्टैब।
One
अबे,
enemy
ऊपर।
remaining.
किसको चाहिए था ओडिन?
Usher them towards their eternal rest.
मैम अरे भाई तुम तो खाली मेरे को बुली करने के लिए आती है। बट एटलीस्ट आज सक पा रहे हैं। सक क्या ही पा रहे हैं, गोल्ड आया होगा और गोल्ड से हमको इतना दिक्कत हो रहा है सकने में। लानत लानत डल रही है मेरे पे।
I will hold up the sky. I got the spike.
the fuck was that? Can you hear me? Say, अरे
बी
B
कोई
में
पुश किया है.
please heal you.
For you.
Hey, hey.
Yes, please. My ultimate is ready. Your duty is not over.
Oh no. मारा
यार
भाई.
रे 81 है रेस.
वैसे भी 14 बार मरा हूँ मैं. 15 करवा दियो.
अरे रेस लो है, ठीक है. रेस पे कितना था पैसा?
Alarm bot out.
Last player standing. Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
टाइम नहीं है.
10 seconds left. Attackers win.
I was not meant for.
नहीं, कुछ और ही भेज दिया हम उधर. कुछ और ही भेज दिया. यस. अरे नहीं यार, मेरे पास ये था कॉपीड, एक्सेप्ट बस हम मेरे जो प्रीवियस टीम खत्म हुआ ना, तो उसमें हम चले गए उसको वापस से सेम डेटा उसमें डालने, तो कॉपी पेस्ट होके रह गया. एनीवे, अब हम लोग पढ़ेंगे थोड़ा सा और. यस, वी विल रीड द बरो. Ron! Breathed Harry, creeping up to the window and pushing it up so they could talk through the bars. Ron, how did you? What the? Harry's mouth fell open as the full impact of what he was seeing hit him. एक सेकंड गाइस, मेरा फोन स्विच ऑफ होने वाला है. Let me just charge it up. RCB जीत गया आज. Man the match विराट कोहली. Oh, 77. Nice. I'll be back in a sec. boys are playing. Anyway. Harry's mouth fell open as the full impact of what he was seeing hit him. Ron was leaning out of the back window of an old turquoise car, which was parked in mid-air, grinning at Harry from the front seats with Fred and George, Ron's elder twin brothers. "All right, Harry? What's been going on?" said Ron. "Why haven't you been answering my letters? I've asked you to stay about 12 times, and then Dad came home and said you had got an official warning for using magic in front of muggles. It wasn't me, and how did he know?" "He works for the ministry," said Ron. "You know we are not supposed to do spells outside school." "Bit rich coming from you," said Harry, staring at the floating car. "Oh, this doesn't count," said Ron. "We are only borrowing this. It's Dad's. We didn't enchant it, but doing magic in front of those muggles you live with?" "I told you I didn't." "Well, it'll take too long to explain now. Look, can you explain to them at Hogwarts that the Dursleys have locked me up and won't let me come back? And obviously I can't magic myself out because the ministry will think that's the second spell I've done in 3 days, so..." "Stop gibbering," said Ron. "We have come to take you home with us." "But you can't magic me out either." "We don't need to," said Ron, jerking his head towards the front seats and grinning. "You forget who I've got with me." "Tie that round the bars," said Fred, throwing the end of a rope to Harry. "If the Dursleys wake up, I'm dead," said Harry as he tied the rope tightly around a bar, and Fred revved up the car. "Don't worry," said Fred, "and stand back." Harry moved back into the shadows next to Hedwig, who seemed to have realized how important this was and kept still and silent. The car revved louder and louder, and suddenly, with a crunching noise, the bars were pulled clean out the window. As Fred drove straight up in the air, Harry ran back to the window to see the bars dangling a few feet above the ground. Panting, Ron hoisted them up into the car. Harry listened anxiously, but there was no sound from the Dursleys' bedroom. When the bars were safely in the back seat with Ron, Fred reversed as close as possible to Harry's window. "Get in," Ron said. "But all my Hogwarts stuff, my wand, my broomstick. Where is it?" "Locked in the cupboard under the stairs, and I can't get out of this room." "No problem," said George from the front passenger seat. "Out of the way, Harry!" Fred and George climbed carefully through the window into Harry's room. You had to hand it to them, thought Harry, as George took an ordinary hairpin from his pocket and started to pick the lock. "A lot of wizards think it's a waste of time knowing this sort of muggle trick," said Fred, "but we feel they're skills worth learning, even if they're a bit slow. There was a small click, and the door swung open. "So, we'll get your trunk. You grab anything you need from your room and hand it out to Ron." "Oh, sorry. So, we'll get your trunk. You grab anything you need from your room and hand it out to Ron," whispered George. "Watch out for the bottom stair. It creaks," Harry whispered as the twins disappeared into the dark landing. Harry dashed around his room, collecting his things together and passing them out of the window to Ron. Then he went to help Fred and George heave his trunk up the stairs. Harry heard Uncle Vernon cough. At last, panting, they reached the landing, then carried the trunk through Harry's room to the open window. Fred climbed back into the car to pull with Ron, Harry, and George, pushed from the bedroom side. Inch by inch, the trunk slid through the window. Uncle Vernon coughed again. "A bit more," panted Fred, who was pulling from inside the car. "One good push." Harry and George threw the shoulders against the trunk and it slid out the window onto the back seat of the car. "Okay, let's go." But as Harry climbed onto the window sill, there came a sudden loud screech from behind him, followed immediately by the thunder of Uncle Vernon's voice. "That ruddy owl!" "I've forgotten Hedwig." Harry tore back across the room as the landing light clicked on. He snatched up Hedwig's cage, dashed to the window, and passed it out to Ron. He was scrambling back onto the chest of drawers when Uncle Vernon hammered on the unlocked door and it crashed open. For a split second, Uncle Vernon stood framed in the doorway. Then he let out a bellow like an angry bull and dived at Harry, grabbing him by the ankle. Ron, Fred, and George seized Harry's arms and pulled as hard as they could. "Petunia!" roared Uncle Vernon. "He's getting away! He's getting away!" The Weasleys gave a gigantic tug, and Harry's leg slid out of Uncle Vernon's grasp. As soon as Harry was in the car and had slammed the door shut, Ron yelled, "Put your foot down, Fred!" And the car shot suddenly towards the moon. Harry couldn't believe it. He was free. He wound down the window, the night air whipping his hair, and looked back at the shrinking rooftops of Privet Drive. Uncle Vernon, Aunt Petunia, and Dudley were all hanging dumbstruck out of Harry's window. See you next summer! Harry yelled. The Weasleys roared with laughter, and Harry settled back in his seat, grinning from ear to ear. Let Hedwig out, he told Ron. She can fly behind us. She hasn't had a chance to stretch her wings for ages. George handed the hairpin to Ron, and a moment later, Hedwig had soared joyfully out of the window to glide alongside them like a ghost. So what's the story, Harry? Said Ron impatiently. What's been happening? Harry told them all about Dobby, the warnings he had given Harry, and the fiasco of the violet pudding. There was a long, shocked silence when he had finished. Very fishy, said Fred finally. Definitely dodgy, agreed George. So he wouldn't even tell you who's supposed to be plotting all this stuff? I don't think he could, said Harry. I told you. Every time he got close to let something slip, he started banging his head against the wall. He saw Fred and George look at each other. What, you think he was lying to me? Said Harry. Well, said Fred, put it this way. House elves have got powerful magic of their own, but they can't usually use it without their master's permission. I reckon old Dobby was sent to stop you coming back to Hogwarts. Someone's idea of a joke. Can you think of anyone at school with a grudge against you? Yes, said Harry and Ron together instantly. Draco Malfoy, Harry explained. He hates me. Draco Malfoy? Said George, turning around. Not Lucius Malfoy's son. Must be. It's not a very common name, is it? Said Harry. Why? I've heard Dad talking about him, said George. He was a big supporter of you know who. And when you know who disappeared, said Fred, craning around to look at Harry. Lucius Malfoy came back, saying he had never meant any of it. Load of tongue, Dad reckons. He was right in you know who's inner circle. Harry had heard these rumors about Malfoy's family before, and they didn't surprise him at all. Draco Malfoy made Dudley Dursley look like a kind, thoughtful, and sensitive boy. I don't know whether the Malfoys own a house elf, said Harry. Well, whoever owns him will be an old visiting family and they'll be rich. Yeah, Mum's always wishing we had a house elf to do the ironing, said George. But all we have got is a lousy old ghoul in the attic and gnomes all over the garden. House elves come with big old manors and castles and places like that. You wouldn't catch one in our house. Harry was silent. Judging by the fact that Draco Malfoy usually had the best of everything, his family was rolling in wizard gold, he could just see Malfoy strutting around a large manor house. Sending the family servant to stop Harry going back to Hogwarts also sounded exactly like the sort of thing Malfoy would do, had Harry been stupid to take Dobby seriously. I'm glad we came to get you anyway, said Ron. I was getting really worried when you didn't answer any of my letters. I thought it was Errol's fault at first. Who's Errol? Our owl. He's ancient. It wouldn't be the first time he had collapsed on delivery. So then I tried to borrow Hermes. Who? The owl Mum and Dad bought Percy when he was made a prefect, said Dad from the front. Said Fred from the front. But Percy wouldn't lend him to me. Said he needed him. Percy's been acting very oddly this summer, said George, frowning. And he has been sending a lot of letters and spending a load of time shut up in his room. I mean, there's only so many times you can polish a prefect badge. You're driving too far west, Fred, he added, pointing at a compass on the dashboard. Fred twiddled the steering wheel. So, does your dad know you've got the car? Said Harry, guessing the answer. No, said Ron. He had to work tonight. Hopefully we'll be able to get it back in the garage without Mum noticing we flew it. What does your dad do at the Ministry of Magic anyway? He works in the most boring department, said Ron. The Misuse of Muggle Artifacts Office. The what? It's all to do with bewitching things that a Muggle made, you know, in case they end up back in a Muggle shop or house. Like last year, some old witch died and a tea set was sold to an antique shop. The smuggled woman bought it, took it home, and tried to serve her friend's tea in it. It was a nightmare. Dad was working overtime for weeks. What happened? The teapot went berserk and squirted boiling tea all over the place, and one man ended up in hospital with the sugar tongs clamped to his nose. Dad was going frantic. It's only him and an old warlock called Perkins in the office, and they had to do memory charms and all sorts to cover it up. But Dad, the scar. Fred laughed. Yeah, Dad's mad about everything to do with muggles. Our shed's full of muggle stuff. He takes it apart, puts spells on it, and puts it back together again. If he raided our house, he'd have to put himself straight under arrest. It drives Mum mad. That's the main road, said George, peering down through the windscreen. We'll be there in 10 minutes just as well. It's getting light. A faint pinkish glow was visible along the horizon to east. Fred brought the car lower, and Harry saw a dark patchwork of fields and clumps of trees. We are a little outside the village, said George. Ottery Saint Catchpole. Lower and lower went the flying car. The edge of a brilliant red sun was now gleaming through the trees. Touchdown, said Fred, as with a slight bump they hit the ground. They had landed next to a tumble-down garage in a small yard, and Harry looked out for the first time at Ron's house. It looked It looked as though it had once been a large stone pigsty, but extra rooms had been added here and there until it was several stories high and so crooked it looked as though it was held up by magic. Which, Harry reminded himself, it probably was. 4 or 5 chimneys were perched on top of the red roof. A lopsided sign stuck in the ground near the entrance read the Burrow. A lopsided sign stuck in the ground near the entrance read the Burrow. Round the front door lay a jumble of Wellington boots and a very rusty cauldron. Several fat brown chickens were pecking their way around the yard. It's not much, said Ron. It's brilliant, said Harry happily, thinking of Privet Drive. They got out of the car. Now we'll go upstairs really quietly, said Fred, and wait for Mum to call us for breakfast. Then Ron, you come bounding downstairs, going, Mum, look who turned up in the night! And she'll be all pleased to see Harry, and no one need ever know we flew the car. Right, said Ron. Come on, Harry. I sleep at the. Ron had gone a nasty greenish color, his eyes fixed on the house. The other three wheeled around. Mrs. Weasley was marching across the yard, scattering chickens, and for a short, plump, kind-faced woman, it was remarkable how much she looked like a saber-toothed tiger. Ah, said Fred. Oh dear, said George. Mrs. Weasley came to a halt in front of them, her hands on her hips, staring from one guilty face to the next. She was wearing a flowered apron with a wand sticking out of the pocket. So, she said. Morning, Mum, said George in what he clearly thought was a jaunty, winning voice. Have you any idea how worried I have been? Said Mrs. Weasley in a deadly whisper. Sorry, Mum, but see, we had to. All three of Mrs. Weasley's sons were taller than she was, but they cowered as a rage broke over them. Beds empty, no note, car gone, could have crashed. Out of my mind with worry. Did you care? Never. As long as I've lived, you wait until your father gets home. We never had trouble like this from Bill, or Charlie, or Percy. Perfect Percy, muttered Fred. You could do with taking a leaf out of Percy's book, yelled Mrs. Weasley, prodding a finger in Fred's chest. You could have died. You could have been seen. You could have lost your father's his job. It seemed to go on for hours. Mrs. Weasley had shouted herself hoarse before she turned on Harry, who backed away. I'm very pleased to see you, Harry dear, she said. Come in and have some breakfast. She turned and walked back into the house, and Harry, after a nervous glance at Ron, who nodded encouragingly, followed her. Ah, it's a very big chapter. Ah, good. आप लोग थोड़े गाने सुने भाई
Match found.
Nothing stays hidden from me. Nothing.
ये चीज मुझे नहीं आता
भाई फिनिक्स कुछ और ले ले।
अरे मेरे को स्मोक्स नहीं आता
क्या आता है?
इनिशिएटर ले ले कुछ।
इनिशिएटर और
इनिशिएटर ले ले, इनिशिएटर ले ले।
स्मोक जो नहीं खेल रहा था उसमें तो फिर खेले भाई
भाई मैं ले लूंगा कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
चल
Another kingdom infestation. Well, fine. I'll just make sure to be extra collateral with my collateral damage.
साइफर भाई
ये भी स्टेप्स नहीं है। वो ये भी स्टेप्स है, ये भी स्टेप्स है। ए साइड, ए साइड।
क्राफ्टर ले।
One down.
Spike
ये
planted.
दो कोई
My eyes are down.
Oh, short.
Last player standing.
That Cypher wants to watch us? Let him. We don't hide.
इधर डाल देते हैं. चुतिया YouTube. Sorry.
Match found.
This is better. अरे भाई मौत हो जाएगा मेरा इसके चक्कर में. Erectile reptile. चेंबर खेलें क्या? स्मोक्स नहीं है. ओ जेट दा मुकाबला. स्मोक्स ले ले.
Oh my god, it's Peter, Dave, Sun, Krishna.
अरे रे कितना एफर्ट लग गया तेरे को.
Peter, Dave, Sun. Sanar Krishna. How do you say it?
It's पितृदेव संरक्षणम.
Oh my god, Peter, Dave, Sanar Krishna. We are too good.
अरे भाई इसको भी स्मोक मिल गया यार. I was last game Gecko. अरे यार. Bro, I started my game, man.
Sage, if I die, I'll
Sanskritam.
charge. Someone has to look out.
Hello, hello. Sorry boys.
Sun Krishna. Are you Peter?
पीटर तू भाई पीटर ही बोल मेरे को. इतना एफर्ट मत डाल. I wish man, I wish. I wish man.
No, you like the Ganesh or you like the elephant bastard or they're both same sort? I meant monkey.
Huh?
Oh, you mean the Hanuman brother?
I meant Hanuman.
Do you like Ganesh or Hanuman?
Sit still.
Sitting
Bro.
Peter.
Last player standing.
Peter, how you doing, Peter?
22 सोवा.
Spike planted.
अबे से चूतिया है क्या? अगर मैं सीरीज रख के गया हूँ तो भाई क्यों ले गया?
अभी तू क्या समझ रहा है भाई कि तू रख के गया तो ये क्या जेंटलमैन्स गेम है?
This is a children game.
ब्रेन क्यों ले लिया? बैंड तो अगर मन मेरे को आ गया तो.
Bro, in the US of it,
भाई तुझे तो पहले आ गया ना. तुझे तो बाद में है ना. मैंने तो ले लिया था. सब में दूसरों की गलतियां हैं तेरी नहीं है. तू तो तेज है भाई. What the fuck?
the
Target practice, brother. They couldn't put me out.
bro, even I can do that. No.
Blind their scout. Enemy
Smoke down.
Of course मार दिया मेरे को.
planted. Last player
PC
standing.
specs. I got a RTX 4070. वो छोड़ के चला गया भाई. He let the others kill you.
Who am I kidding? My knees are gonna kill after this.
Bro, you know, if there was only one person there, I would have had him. I would have had him like the little bitch he is, bro.
How do you already know he's a little bitch?
Because he's friends with you.
With me?
Peter, I am
He's friends with me.
you, Peter.
I am friends with everyone.
Bro, because you are friends with only bro, you like Indians or Pakistanis, bro.
What are you?
I myself am a dog.
But that's not that's a compliment. I don't think you deserve compliments.
Launching smoke.
Bro, I wanted to be a compliment. I'm going to die.
Could somebody please do something?
No.
But he is doing everything.
Keep doing.
Mid. Jet is mid.
No, bro.
Oh, he's
bro,
not?
No, lying.
Arey, Omen. Just hit the head, no.
This woman refused to hit the head, but his mother wants to give the head.
Last player standing.
Bro, so 120 by the way.
Spike planted. One enemy
Hey,
remaining.
Silver.
Your mother is my property.
Launching smoke.
Oh, okay, bro. What if he comes from the side you're on?
You're too good.
Always am.
Peter, you are.
That's why they put me in charge.
Wow, what a phrase.
Peter, you are.
Peter is YouTuber. Come subscribe him then.
Bro,
Omen gun ले ले. Half shield पे ले ले.
Oman, bro, can you hear me?
A पे smokes मत देना ओमन, ठीक है? मैं खेल लूंगा एक.
Oman, I hope your YouTube channel gets banned because you're a fucking nigger.
Just again.
जाएंगे नहीं जा.
Bro, can you guys do something?
No.
Peter, YouTuber, I trust in you. You are God's gift.
Molly.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Peter, YouTuber, you're
All part of the plan, buddy, all part.
I'll teach you to respect their elders.
Woo!
Peter, can you get a bar, Peter?
No.
Oh, I gave it to someone.
Thanks. Oh my god, never mind, bro.
रेस तेरे पे तो है.
Bro, I sold, don't worry, brother. You can buy her armor. I have a different better gun.
Okay,
Bro,
okay.
actually, I'm going
Play with a Bucky or Judge then. If you're gonna go close.
Buy me.
Bro, I'm going to go for a race of Eclipse.
Smoke's down.
अरे fuck यार. My bad. They have entered A. All A, all A.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Okay, don't not worry, I will just ace this. I am
My
blind.
stupid bastard won't even get one. Nice.
NT, NT.
I aced it, bro.
Shut up. Shut your mouth shut.
Firepower. I got this.
ओमन तेरे पे कितना स्मोक है इस राउंड?
Shut up.
ओमन 2. ठीक है, मेरे पे भी 2 है.
But मेरे पे भी इधर हुआ मेरे को.
छोड़ 3 ले लिया मैंने. सेज फुल सेव मार ले तू, तेरे पे क्रेडिट्स कम है. मेरे से ड्रॉप ले ले शरीफ.
Can someone get this? Satchel up. Satchel up.
Launching smoke.
$91 Reina, fucking kill him.
Bro, 38 right now. Fucking kill him.
Last player standing.
Oh man, bro, you're already.
Spike planted.
Shot.
I think it's all shots actually.
90.
Anyone have any speeds? I may have downloaded a game for this.
ओमन एक खेल इस राउंड में भी जा रहा हूँ.
Bro, surrender, bro.
सेज डिफॉल्ट एक वॉल डाल देना मिड पे. एक डिफॉल्ट डाल दे, नीचे से फिर देखता रहे, ठीक है?
Right here.
अरे यहाँ कौन सा वॉल डाल रहा है?
Get out of my way!
Launching smoke.
Bro, Sage, what a wall metal.
सोवा 80. सोवा 80 येलो.
Hey, bro, don't leave me on the side alone, bro. Please. I'm very afraid. Bro, I'm very afraid, bro. Please. Bro, I'm very afraid, bro.
Just alt.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
You should not have left me dull, bro. I'm telling you why, bro. By the way, you are
अरे 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 हर बार ब्लाइंड डालने से जस्ट पहले मर जाता है. अबे एजेंट चूतिया होगा, लेकिन एम तो एजेंट स्पेसिफिक नहीं होता ना. अरे कोई दिक्कत नहीं भाई, चिल कर ब्रो. इंटरस्टेलर का एल्बम सुन जाके, दिमाग काम डाउन हो जाएगा तेरा.
Smoke down.
ओए my bad.
Guys, be careful.
रेज अकेला है, सेज तू, रेज नहीं है.
I think you should have passed me.
Player standing.
You should have passed me.
30 seconds left.
Let him play. Do not give so many commands when he's 1v1.
Bro, better YouTuber. I'm sorry. Please.
It's okay, bro.
Ten seconds left.
अरे इतना सारा यूटिल है, कुछ कर.
Spike planted.
King, oh, he's not fair.
भाई इतना यूटिल क्या करेगा, घर लेके जाएगा.
Peter. I want to ask you, bro, what brand white polo shirt you're wearing looks very good, bro.
It's no. It's from Zudio. Go and buy some.
How much was it?
It's very cheap. It's like $50.
Cheaper than your mother? Bro, how can?
Better is your mother.
Bro, you see his rectangular glasses, no? You'll know.
Launching smoke.
बड़ा यार इसका कभी छूती है तेरी माता. इसलिए सीज ये है गांड.
Bro, I'm holding snowman. Arey, bro, she's snowman. I'm not speaking.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Better. The Steam is so shit better.
My stream?
The Steam.
My Steam?
Yeah, bro, the Steam.
Not your fucking Steam, you bastard. Your team.
Oh, you're talking about yourself.
Yeah.
Ah. Wow, look. Yep. I now agree.
Okay, I only have like 78.
Now I agree that this team is shit. Yep.
Bro, your Batman nightlight so cool.
I know, man. Thanks. बार बार तो देख ही ले रहा है मेरे को वहाँ पे.
Bro, what an off-brand headphones they're using.
It's not off-brand, bro. It's just old.
Okay, so what's the brand?
Corsair.
Don't lie.
Holy smoke.
Have them now.
I got one. Now I'm about to die.
Wall raised.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Raise. You gotta learn some shit, my man. Something at least. You gotta learn some shit. At least one.
I got 2 kills, bro. It's good enough.
See, the number of kills you have is the amount of rounds you're gonna win. So it's all on you now.
I would much rather it be 0 then.
Shot है रे, naughty. उसका गन भी ले लेना last में.
Bro, even I can hit that, calm down.
But you're not, are you?
But I can.
Hey,
Bro, you think
say
that
naughty.
was dead.
We fight
That
one
it's me, bro. Tap, gone.
Yeah, I know, definitely. Rena would have come there, tapped you, and you were gone. I totally trust you.
No, bro. The Reina would have been gone, bro. Bro, you need to believe me, please. Your validation means everything to me. Bro, please.
Smoke's down.
Am I safe? I am.
Bro, why does your full name sound like an STD?
Open up the sky.
अरे भाग यार.
Welcome to my world.
Spike planted.
Alright, better YouTuber. Arey, bro, that was me dead already. He's going to up rush on you and you are going to die. Too bad I am what to do. Arey, better raise your
Last
hand up.
round in the half.
Please use deodorant and very sinky.
Man, I'm getting like 30% of what you're saying. Rest 70% is just flowing over my head.
I think 70% is going to the off brand.
No, I think you gotta throw the dick out of your mouth while you're speaking.
So that
It's really muffling your voice.
bro, I'm so sorry. And since when did India get the patch? Bro.
Smoke's down.
Get out of my way.
They're there.
Hey, fuck, हम देखे ही नहीं इसको. Viper mid. Did you just kill Neon with your ult?
Bro, better, I got a kill better.
I can't see, it still says 2.
Bro, you don't kill me.
Yeah, I saw that. That I saw.
Bro, Peter, this is so scary, Peter. I'm running away. Better you to wear this one. Bro, he won't suspect them.
Last player standing.
Alright.
No, he won't. You just keep hiding, he won't suspect.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, okay.
Switching sides.
I'm out of here.
सेज ऐसा रस्सी पे लटकते हुए जाके नेस्ट में प्लांट कर सकता है क्या?
I think Sage said, fuck you, nigga.
That's fine, but can you still plant the way I asked you to?
I think.
Yeah, he's saying yes. Nice guy. Wall अगर लिया है तो wall करके plant कर दे best.
There.
Right here.
Quick feet, quick trigger.
Bro, no need to shoot the dart, bro. The dart
Launching
is-
smoke.
Spike down A.
I don't think the Sage can plant what you want him to plant.
Oh, bah.
Just an opinion, bro.
Yeah, Sage not like that, bro. I mean, I'm glad you agreed to do my plan, but wow.
Sitting. Bro, there were two.
Last player standing.
Bro, I'm pro player. I will win. I
I think you're gonna die from behind.
I have the spike.
30 seconds left.
Jet low.
One enemy
Jet low.
remaining.
Really?
52. Kill him, man. I know you can. Woo! Let's go.
I did right.
Drink some water, reload your mags, and let's get back out there.
Did you hit that lock, Fanny?
Smoke's down. Down and out.
Spike down A.
I have the spike.
One enemy
Taken
remaining.
down.
Alright, Peter, you're doing too much thinking, bro.
Stim
You're
beacon
going
down.
to die.
Not so tough after all.
Oh my god, come back, Sam, come back.
Once more into battle. I'm not tired. Go, go, go!
Are you?
I'm out of here. Gotta go.
सेज हील देगा क्या?
Launching smoke. Smoke's down.
अबे रोटेट कर लो यार बहनचोद.
सेज निकलेगा क्या वहां से? कम भी.
Ah, okay, okay, bro. How come we?
Please.
Last player standing. Spike down A. Thirty seconds left.
Oh man.
Ah, man, you are so close, bro.
Arey, why didn't you rotate? You should have rotated.
Kill them before they kill us.
सेज स्पाइक मेरे को दे दे. Sage.
Bro, what book are you reading now, bro?
It's written in the description.
Is it Kama Sutra?
I wish.
We go.
But why not?
Cover going out. Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted me. Reloading.
Sitting.
ओए बैकस्टैब आ गया. Guys. रीना बैकस्टैब आके मार देगा. अच्छा. One heaven.
Enemy spotted. A.
Last player standing.
Ah, gotta report this dude. Man,
Match
sorry,
point.
bro. Gotta report you. You suck.
Bro, Brim, bro. You don't even know, but if I'm serious, you know, they all die.
I'm out of here.
Okay, bro. That's cool.
Bro, by the way, you reported me for botting.
Oh no, I reported you for 3 other things as well.
Okay.
Down.
Spike down B.
I will see you in prison, my Amazon friend.
Hot shot. My ult's ready.
Bro, I'm so black, I might as well be camouflaged.
Last player standing. Defenders win.
GG, boys. Ah. ये लोग भी हारा है लगता है. वो असेंडेंट नहीं हारा तो नहीं, ऊपर गया तो नहीं, असेंडेंट से पहले ही नीचे आ गया था. 22nd March. अरे MVP ही परफॉर्मेंस दे रहा है सिर्फ ये तो. Just the MVP. Ah, what was fun about this? किधर मारे हम? इसका इधर 2 को मार दिए थे हम. ओह हाँ, 2 को मार दिए थे हम यहाँ पे. हाँ, जेट फिर क्लच कर लिया था. फन राउंड तो बोला. एनीवे, हम लोग कंटिन्यू करेंगे पेज नंबर 30. Yes, page number 35. Up until now, we have seen that ये लोग कार लेके पहुंच गए in the burrow and they have been caught by their mom. So now they are being heckled by her, but the heckling is done. Now she has invited all of them in for breakfast, especially Harry, because she's like that. How many pages do we have to read more for this chapter to end? 8 pages more. That's fine, we can do that. Huh. Do I need to play? I do. मेरा तो वैसे भी अच्छा नहीं चल रहा है. Whoa. How did I win this? एक सेकेंड. अच्छा, ये उस दिन वाला है जब खेलने आए थे. क्या होता है वो? प्रीमियर. एक सेकेंड. हाँ. The kitchen was rather small and cramped. There was a scrubbed wooden table and chairs in the middle, and Harry sat down on the edge of his seat, looking around. He had never been in a visit house before. The clock on the wall opposite him had only one hand and no numbers at all, written around the edge with things like time to make tea, time to feed the chickens, and you're late. Books were stacked three deep on the mantelpiece, books with titles like Charm Your Own Cheese, Enchantment in Baking, and 1 Minute Feasts. It's magic. And unless Harry's ears were deceiving him, the old radio next to the sink had just announced that coming up was Witching Hour with the popular singing sorceress Celestina Warbeck. Mrs. Weasley was clattering around cooking breakfast a little haphazardly, throwing dirty looks at her sons as she threw sausages into the frying pan. Every now and then she muttered things like, I don't know what you're thinking of, and never would have believed it. I don't blame you, dear, she assured Harry, tipping 8 or 9 sausages onto his plate. Arthur and I have been worried about you too. Just last night we were saying we'd come and get you ourselves if you hadn't written back to Ron by Friday. But really, she was now adding 3 fried eggs to his plate. Flying an illegal car halfway across the country? Anyone could have seen you. She flicked her wand casually at the washing up in the sink, which began to clean itself, clinking gently in the background. It was cloudy, Mum, said Fred. You keep your mouth closed while you're eating, Mrs. Weasley snapped. They were starving him, Mum, said George. And you, said Mrs. Weasley. But it was with a slightly softened expression that she started cutting Harry bread and buttering it for him. At that moment there was a diversion in the form of a small red-headed figure in a long nightdress, who appeared in the kitchen, gave a small squeal, and ran out again. Ginny, said Ron in an undertone to Harry. My sister. She's been talking about you all summer. Yeah, she'll be wanting your autograph, Harry, grinned Fred. But he caught his mother's eye and bent his face over his plate without another word. Nothing more was said until all 4 plates were clean, which took a surprisingly short time. Blimey, I'm tired, yawned Fred, setting down his knife and fork at last. I think I'll go to bed and... You will not, snapped Mrs. Weasley. It's your own fault you have been up all night. You're going to denome the garden for me. They're getting completely out of hand again. Oh, Mum, and you too, she said, glaring at Ron and George. You can go to bed, dear, she added to Harry. You didn't ask them to fly that wretched car. But Harry, who felt wide awake, said quickly, I'll help Ron. I've never seen a denoming. That's very sweet of you, dear, but it's dull work, said Mrs. Weasley. Now let's see what Lockhart's got to say on the subject. And she pulled a heavy book from the stack on the mantelpiece. George groaned. Mum, we know how to denome a garden. Harry looked at the cover of Mrs. Weasley's book. Written across it in fancy gold letters were the words, Gilderoy Lockhart's Guide to Household Pests. There was a big photograph on the front of a very good-looking wizard with wavy blonde hair and bright blue eyes. As always in the wizarding world, the photograph was moving. The wizard, who Harry supposed was Gilderoy Lockhart, kept winking cheekily up at them all. Mrs. Weasley beamed down at him. Oh, he's marvellous, she said. He knows his household pests all right. It's a wonderful book. Mum fancies him, said Fred in a very audible whisper. Don't be so ridiculous, Fred, said Mrs. Weasley, her cheeks rather pink. All right, if you think you know better than Lockhart, you can go on, get on with it. And woe betide you if there's... kya? Woe betide you. Woe betide. Okay. If there's a single gnome in that garden when I come out to inspect it. Yawning and grumbling, the Weasleys slouched outside with Harry behind them. The garden was large and in Harry's eyes exactly what a garden should be. The Dursleys wouldn't have liked it. There were plenty of weeds and the grass needed cutting, but there were gnarled trees all around the walls. Plants Harry had never seen spilling from every flower bed, and a big green pond full of frogs. Muggles have garden gnomes too, you know, Harry told Ron as they crossed the lawn. Yeah, I've seen those things they think are gnomes, said Ron, bent double with his head in a peony bush, like fat little Father Christmases with fishing rods. There was a violent scuffling noise, the peony bush shuddered, and Ron straightened up. This is a gnome, he said grimly. Get off me, squealed the gnome. It was certainly nothing like Father Christmas. It was small and leathery looking, with a large, knobbly, bald head, exactly like a potato. Ron held it at arm's length as it kicked out at him with its horny little feet. He grasped it around the ankles and turned it upside down. This is what you have to do, he said. He raised the gnome above his head and started to swing it in great circles like a lasso. Seeing the shocked look on Harry's face, Ron added, "It doesn't hurt them, just got to make them really dizzy, so they can't find their way back to the gnome holes." He let go of the gnome's ankles. It flew 20 feet into the air and landed with a thud in the field over the hedge. "Pitiful," said Fred. "I bet I can get mine beyond that stump." Harry learned quickly not to feel too sorry for the gnomes. He decided just to drop the first one he caught over the hedge, but the gnome, sensing weakness, sank its razor sharp teeth into Harry's finger, and he had a hard job shaking it off until, wow, Harry, that must have been 50 feet. The air was soon thick with flying gnomes. "See, they're not too bright," said George, seizing 5 or 6 gnomes at once. The moment they know the denoming is going on, they storm up to have a look. You'd think they would have learned by now just to stay put. Soon, the crowd of gnomes in the field started walking away in a staggering line. Their little shoulders hunched. "They'll be back," said Ron as they watched the gnomes disappear into the hedge on the other side of the field. "They love it here. Dad's too soft with them. He thinks they're funny." Just then, the front door slammed. "He's back," said George. "Dad's home." They hurried through the garden and back into the house. Mr. Weasley was slumped in a kitchen chair with his glasses off and his eyes closed. He was a thin man, going bald, but the little hair he had was as red as any of his children's. He was wearing long green robes, which were dusty and travel worn. "What a night," he mumbled, groping for the teapot as they all sat down around him. "9 raids! 9! And old Mundungus Fletcher tried to put a hex on me when I had my back turned." Mr. Weasley took a long gulp of tea and sighed. "Find anything, Dad?" said Fred eagerly. "All I got were a few shrinking door keys and a biting kettle," yawned Mr. Weasley. "There was some pretty nasty stuff that wasn't my department, though. Mortlake was taken away for questioning about some extremely odd ferrets, but that's the Committee on Experimental Charms. Thank goodness." "Why would anyone bother making door keys shrink?" said George. "Just muggle baiting," sighed Mr. Weasley. "Sell them a key that keeps shrinking to nothing so they can never find it when they need it. Of course, it's very hard to convict anyone because no muggle would admit the keys keep shrinking. They'll insist they just keep losing it. Bless them, they'll go to any lengths to ignore magic, even if it's staring them in the face. But things a lot have taken to enchanting you wouldn't believe. Like cars, for instance?" Mrs. Weasley had appeared, holding a long poker like a sword. Mr. Weasley's eyes jerked open. He stared guiltily at his wife. "Cars, Molly, dear?" "Yes, Arthur, cars," said Mrs. Weasley, her eyes flashing. Imagine a wizard buying a rusty old car and telling his wife all he wanted to do with it was take it apart to see how it worked, while really he was enchanting it to make it fly. Mr. Weasley blinked. "Well, dear, I think you'll find that he would be quite within the law to do that. Even if he maybe would have done better to tell his wife the truth. There's a loophole in the law. You'll find as long as he wasn't intending to fly the car, the fact that the fact that the car could fly wouldn't." "Arthur Weasley, you made sure there was a loophole when you wrote that law," shouted Mrs. Weasley. "Just so you could carry on tinkering with all that muggle rubbish in your shed. And for your information, Harry arrived this morning in the car you weren't intending to fly." "Harry?" said Mr. Weasley blankly. "Harry who?" He looked around, saw Harry, and jumped. "Good Lord! Is it Harry Potter? Very pleased to meet you. Ron's told us so much about. Your sons flew that car to Harry's house and back last night," shouted Mrs. Weasley. "What have you got to say about that, eh?" "Did you really?" said Mr. Weasley eagerly. "Did it all go right? I mean," he faltered as sparks flew from Mrs. Weasley's eyes. That was very wrong, boys. Very wrong indeed." "Let's leave them to it," Ron muttered to Harry, as Mrs. Weasley swelled like a bullfrog. "Come on, I'll show you my bedroom." They slipped out of the kitchen and down a narrow passageway to an uneven staircase, which zigzagged its way up through the house. On the third landing, a door stood ajar. Harry just caught sight of a pair of bright brown eyes staring at him before it closed with a snap. "Ginny," said Ron, "you don't know how weird it is for her to be this shy. She never shuts up normally." They climbed 2 more flights until they reached a door with peeling paint and a small plaque on it saying "Ronald's room." Harry stepped in, his head almost touching the sloping ceiling, and blinked. It was like walking into a furnace. Nearly everything in Ron's room seemed to be a violent shade of orange: the bedspread, the walls, even the ceiling. Then Harry realized that Ron had covered nearly every inch of the shabby wallpaper with posters of the same seven witches and wizards, all wearing bright orange robes, carrying broomsticks, and waving energetically. Your Quidditch team? Said Harry. The Chudley Cannons, said Ron, pointing at the orange bedspread, which was emblazoned with two giant black C's and a speeding cannonball. Ninth in the league. Ron's school spellbooks were stacked untidily in a corner, next to a pile of comics which all seemed to feature the adventures of Martin Miggs, the Mad Muggle. Martin Miggs, किसका कॉपी कर रहे हैं ये लोग? Riggs? Ron's magic wand was lying on top of a fish tank full of frog spawn on the window, next to his fat grey rat Scabbers, who was snoozing in a patch of sun. Harry stepped over a pack of self-shuffling playing cards on the floor and looked out the tiny window. In the field far below, he could see a gang of gnomes sneaking one by one back through the Weasley's hedge. Then he turned to look at Ron, who was watching him almost nervously as though waiting for his opinion. It's a bit small, said Ron quickly. Not like that room you had with the muggles, and I'm right underneath the ghoul in the attic. He's always banging on the pipes and groaning. But Harry, grinning widely, said, This is the best house I've ever been in. Ron's ears went pink. And with that, we end the chapter, the third chapter, The Burrow. Tomorrow we'll start with the fourth chapter. That's क्या नाम था chapter का? It's called At Flourish and Blots. Guys, I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Match found.
It's easiest if I sneak in and kill everyone. Don't make this complicated.
मेरे को जो रेज लेने बोल दिया है, सर घबराहट हो रहा है मेरे को।
अरे भैया
यार मैं साइफर खेलता हूँ इस पे
तो
सिर्फ।
इसलिए हम तो इसलिए बोले क्योंकि उनके पास साइफर है।
रेना है, वाइपर भी है।
अरे अरे
गेको ए पे जा, एक क्लियर है। गेको किधर खड़ा है तू?
One enemy remaining.
सॉरी गेको।
Sorry, buddy, it's over.
Keep after them.
अरे तू गेको फ्रेंड ठीक है, अकेले चला जाएगा। माइक ऑन करके बात कर यार, चैट पे उनसे लड़, हमसे माइक ऑन करके बात
बराबर है,
अबे यार,
पॉइंट है, पॉइंट तो है।
है ना भाई, ऐसे
हाँ,
चैट
वो
वाले पे उनसे मार
बराबर है,
करते हैं और
बराबर है,
अपना वाला
बराबर है,
माइक ऑन
बराबर है।
कर।
सही है।
Bomb buddy out.
Enemy spotted mid. Reload.
ये बंदा है, नो फियर। भैया पीछे आ रहे हैं यहाँ से।
Satchel out.
बैकस्टैब एक है, बैकस्टैब एक।
60 जेट।
There's my buddy. One enemy remaining.
बैकस्टैब।
Last player standing.
अरे वो लिटरली बोला तेरे को
Spike
बैक
down
स्टैब।
B.
अरे लेकिन किधर
कोई ना।
वो थोड़ी पता था अभी।
बैक स्टैब ही मर गया था। नहीं वो विंडो
30
से मारा है
seconds
इसको,
left.
अभी तक साइट नहीं आया होगा।
ब्रो स्पाइक उठा के पीछे प्लांट कर दे।
वो पीछे से ही आएगा अभी, लेफ्ट साइड से इसके।
10 seconds left.
इतना दिमाग होता तो प्लैटिनम नहीं होता भाई।
यार टिकल पिक कर रहा था भाई,
कोई ना, एंटी
मार दिया। अरे भाई मैं प्लैटिनम नहीं हुआ,
Clutch.
मैं गोल्ड का बंदा।
अरे तेरे को नहीं बोल रहा, उनके वाइपर को बोल रहा हूँ।
जस्ट किडिंग ब्रो, मैं प्लैटिनम। जस्ट किडिंग ब्रो, मैं प्लैटिनम का नहीं हूँ।
अरे I'm so confused right now.
मोड सिंह है भाई।
लॉर्ड
Bomb buddy out.
जा। प्लांटिंग। अबे देख ले यार।
Spike down A.
अबे रेस
Last
क्या कर
player
रहा है भाई?
standing.
भाई एक किल लिया, उधर से भागा मैं, क्योंकि मेरे पास आइडिया नहीं था कौन किधर
अबे
है।
मैं प्लांट कर रहा भाई।
अरे भाई मेरे पे से 3 स्मोक एक साथ हट गया, मैं उधर एक किल लिया और निकल लिया उधर से।
कुछ नहीं होता है।
भाई
It's
भाई
okay. प्लांट
अरे मैं लेफ्ट साइड निकल गया कितने पहले, तो मैं क्यों आऊंगा ब्रो?
अरे मेरे भाई एक साथ मत जाओ ना भाई, एक साथ क्यों जा रहे हो? स्पीड किलो बड़ा मैप है, अटैक में एक मिड होल्ड करो, मिलेगा किल मिलेगा, एक को डाउन करो फिर पुश करो।
ठीक है।
मैं धीरे धीरे एल्बो पुश करूंगा इधर भी पे।
चल रहे
लो
मिड डोर
क्या ये वक्स?
शॉट
योर
भैया। योरू भाई टट्टा चमक रहा है भाई।
साइफर बी पे है और वाइपर मिड पे थी।
नेस्ट में थी वाइपर लास्ट।
बाय द वे केको बी ए पे है भाई। भाई अकेला मारेगा, जल्दी भाग के जा।
You did good.
Last
player standing.
पूरे साला मारा भाई.
I show meat.
So, do we mix it up? Double down? Let's talk. Reloading.
किधर जाए हम?
Grenade!
यहाँ था लास्ट सीन.
Battle out.
जेट 140 है.
यार ये ना.
अरे
Last player standing.
अबे यार यहाँ से भी आ गया.
Peace! Rash is ready. And you're done.
लॉल.
TNT.
ए भैया.
अरे ये आ जाओ भाई, ये आ जाओ सब साथ में आ जाओ, माँ चोकते सब की आ जाओ.
आ जाओ भाई.
सबका अल्ट है ना?
साल तूने बोला था स्प्लिट खेलेंगे.
स्प्लिट हो नहीं रहा है ना भाई, टीम टू टीम डिपेंड करता है. कोई टीम स्प्लिट खेलता है अच्छा, कोई टीम नहीं खेलता है अच्छा. कोई हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल. मैं स्प्लिट वाला बंदा हूँ.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
अरे हार्ड है, पीछे हो जा रहे.
घुसो भाई घुसो, आप कब घुसोगे? घुस जाओ. क्लियर है साइड. कौन है?
What?
ऊपर से आया, ऊपर से आया. पीछे है, नीचे रहे, नीचे रहे.
Up and away! They shot her! Rash is going again!
बैक स्टेप, बैक स्टेप. बैक स्टेप, बैक स्टेप आया, बैक स्टेप. अरे सारे लो, सारा लो.
Get out of my way!
70 मारा. 70 वाइपर, 70.
One enemy remaining. Last
70,
player
70.
standing.
टाइम खेल भाई मेरे भाई.
अरे नहीं,
भाई.
वाइपर को 70 मारा मैं. वाइपर 70 मारा मैं. अबे 110 लगा भाई.
तुम लोग सिर्फ कॉल सुना, कौन कहाँ पे इतना क्या कौन सोच करे.
अबे मैं तो उसमें भाई मैं क्या करूं, मैं जाकर रैंडम टूल सुना भाई.
भाई एंट्री दिलाया, प्लांट किया, एडवांटेज भी लिया, फिर भी राउंड हार रहे हो यार.
मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ भाई. मैं भाई सबको मारा. देखो देख, अबे देख ना, मैं वाइपर को 70 मारा, मैं रेना को 30 मारा भाई, मैं सबको मारा भाई. मैं जेट को 35 मारा भाई. चलो अभी चलो.
Good trade. अल्ट कर देता ना साइफर.
देखो तो क्या.
Camera taken out. Cage triggered.
स्मोक करना. बैक साइड है, गलत टिपी मार।
चलो पूरे सारा ए पे जा रहे बी पे।
इजी खेलो, योरू पे फ्लैंक है, आराम से खेलो, योरू आ रहा है पीछे से।
रन के लिए डाल देना ये
Portal closed.
भाई ओमेन बचा।
One enemy remaining.
ओमेन
यहाँ पीछे था, यहाँ पीछे था।
Down B.
नाइस वन।
मैं मारू भाई तू चूजे को
चलो कोई
देखता
नहीं
ना?
राउंड जीते हो भाई, कोई नहीं
हाँ हाँ राउंड जीते लेकिन चूजे को डाल
ये राउंड ही है
ए, भाई दे अगर कोई। नाइस हो। और एक काम करेगा, ऊपर चलेगा, ऊपर ऊपर ऊपर, दो बंदे ऊपर आ जाओ।
हम जा रहे मिड से खेलने, नहीं हो रहा भाई mid
अभी मत, इनिशियल पीक मत देना, ऑफ होगा यार, इनिशियल पीक मत देना। 10 सेकंड रुको, उसके बाद पीक। 10 सेकंड रुको, 10 सेकंड रुको, 10 सेकंड रुको, उसके बाद पीक कर।
Welcome to my world.
इधर
भाई,
वॉल
ये
है
निकल
हम लोग
तेरे।
नहीं जा सकते।
वाइपर ऑल किया।
नीचे
हट! 80 गेको।
पूरे साला ए मिड डोर पे एक है। यहाँ पे जाके मार सकते हो।
Last player standing.
I'm saving. Sorry. Inside joke.
बे पीक पे खेलो, 6 ऑल करना है, नहीं तो हार गए।
ये बच्चा कितना प्रेशर में खेल रहा है।
यूरो पीक लेना। यहाँ पे ऊपर एक।
Cover going out. I must wait a moment.
Take it.
चलो रे चलो रे।
प्लान दे, मेरे को इन्फो दे भाई।
Planted the spike.
पूरी वाइपर
मिड 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 मिड।
मिड का मैं देख रहा हूँ सिटी का। हेलो
यहाँ पे
मिड का मैं देख रहा हूँ। बैकस्टेप देख, साइफर। हेलो
बैकस्टैप पे ट्रिप है।
बैकस्टैब है, ट्रिप है।
One enemy remaining.
मिड था।
ये भी मेडिसिन
I got you.
नाइस।
None of my stuff has
I
malfunctioned
can't
yet.
aim,
Can we
not able to
celebrate that?
play.
बस ऐसे ही स्प्लिट खेलो, स्प्लिट के बाद स्प्लिट 6 ऑल करना है।
साइफर कहाँ पे मारा?
जाओ ए बी की तरफ जाओ।
मिड पिक मत लेना भाई ज़्यादा।
Okay.
यहाँ पर पिक नहीं ले रहा अभी। यहाँ पर भी नहीं ले रहा।
Going out.
चलो बी चलो।
बी चलो। एंट्री लॉबी पे स्मोक कर हेलो
स्मोक में है
बैक है
Jet's grounded.
अरे साला बचा यार ये गेको पीछे अटैक
ये गया
डिफेंडिंग स्पॉन
गेको 120 है गेको 120 1 है
इधर है कर रहा भाई नहीं कर रहा
गेको एक और
गोली मार दे इधर है
बढ़िया
ए भाई धूम मचाले चल रहा है भाई
Check. Charges. Check. Brakes.
एक गोली
किसी को
से
skill नहीं
थोड़ा
किया।
ज्यादा ताव में
तूने बोला एक गोली में वही पागल हो गया सीधा।
एक पे लगा
ओके कूल।
मैं आऊँ तेरे साथ आजा मैं तेरे साथ आता है
सिक्स ऑल करना है गाइस याद रखो
इधर आएगा मजा
उसको ले सकता है
Bomb buddy out.
ये चलो रे प्लांट करो रे
I know exactly where.
भाई फक
Spike
ओ
down.
स्पाइक ले ओमन स्पाइक ले 120 है 120
अरे मार दिया
भाई जेट 120 है
Standing.
अबे यार इधर है यार और
ओमन तो
मैंने
गलत
ओके,
जगह
लोडे
है।
ने हेड मारा यार आरएनजी भाई
Last round before the switch.
मैं ना अल्ट करके डायरेक्टली मिड डोर से घुस रहा हूँ। वो गेको हमेशा खड़ा रहता है यहाँ पे।
ठीक है चल जाओ मैं भी आ रहा हूं
हाँ चलो भाई ये देखो मैं
कोई
इधर अपना
सुन ओमन नेस्ट पे इमीडिएट स्मोक देना और अच्छा स्मोक देना ना। जेट के पास ना थोड़ा जगह रहता है, चुपके मारता है साला।
There.
Dizzy's up top.
क्या कॉल्ट कर रहा है अरे व्हाट
भाई ये क्या है
Spike
भाई
down mid.
बहुत गंदा आइडिया था
नहीं मैं उसको मार रहा हूँ भाई कैसे
Last
इसके
player
अंदर से जा रहे
standing.
गोली अंदर से जा रहे हैं
लैग दिखाने के लिए बकचोदी देख लो इसका।
क्लच कर दे योरू भाई इजी है और भी
इजी है योरू
भाई
ये तो
योरू
तेरे
क्लच
लिए।
कर भाई क्लच कर भाई 10 डिजिटल भाई
पीछे
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose.
एंटी भाई अब देखना भाई क्या ट्रिप्स लगाएगा ना भाई
sides.
लोग का गार्ड फाड़ दूंगा भाई मैं
They're going to scatter from my stuff. Super easy to pick off.
ये जा रहा है
चेंज कर
ये
रहा
एक्सपेक्ट करेगा
है।
वो
रीज का
एंड
क्या
शो
है?
तू भाई भाई डुअली तुम लोगों को कुछ करना पड़ेगा भाई
भाई मैं तो हुई नहीं, मेरे को तो बोल के दिलवाया है। मैं तो साइफर मेन हूँ भाई।
अरे
भाई मैं पहले ही लॉक कर लिया यार
अरे तू छोड़ ना तू रे एबिलिटी वगैरह छोड़ ये सब छोड़
I finally used that dialogue
गेम कर
that we planned years ago. मेरे को बोल रहे CS:GO खेल, Valorant मत खेल, जीत जाएंगे। हम तो CS:GO भी नहीं खेले।
मिड देख ला कोई पूरे साला मारा अरे बंदे को
प्लांट पे करेंगे।
ये साला मार रहा है रे ये लोग
क्या बोल रहे थे?
Spike planted. Last player standing.
मेरा शेरिफ ले लियो जेट। Had to play a gamble.
ये भाई बाई करो यार, बाई करना ही पड़ेगा। ये भाई योरू भाई मिनट देते यार।
Spike planted.
हॉल्स में अरे कोई बहन चुकान फाड़ दिया भाई हमारा।
Last player standing.
1-1 रेना, अरे हील्ड है।
Heal हो गया। That's gonna hurt.
They want to dance? I'll leave.
भाई एंट्री कैसे मिलता है यार?
मैं दे रहा हूँ ब्रो, मैं। नहीं क्या मेरे पास पैसा?
Began. रुक रे, ए पे साउंड आ रहा है, ए पे साउंड। नहीं।
मिड डोर है।
ए पे रहता मैं।
मिड डोर है।
ए साउंड इस ए डोर। ए साउंड ए आ गए और हमें यार 1 HP मार भाई। मार देखो भी वाइपर उधर ही है।
लगा ही था।
नाइस वाइपर।
Satchel out.
Last player standing.
साला
Oh, surrounded by minha família. We won't lose.
GG बॉयज।
जी।
अबे तुम लोग ये जाओ रे, मैं 1 मिनट रहो, 2 ये रहो, मैं और रोमन देखता इधर।
हाँ भाग गया वो वापस, से मिल गया।
ये आएंगे क्या?
नहीं ए के बाहर ही थे। हाँ ए पे अल्ट कर रहा है।
आराम से।
ओए भाई साइफर वहीं बैठा हुआ है, वो देख के जा। 10 HP है, मारना।
140 है, लो दोनों लो है। साइफर तू मर गया तो गेम अप।
वैसे आज रिकॉल फैंटम आया, मैं ले सकता हूं।
मेरे पास ही है।
Sorry, ears still ringing.
ऑल्ट अकाउंट है भाई।
Can I get a drop?
योरो तू मिड क्यों खेल रहा है यार?
Satchel
Satchel out.
साइफर कह रहे
या
Get out of my way.
ए भाई एल्बो पुश है यार fuck. नहीं
देख आ गया यार एक
साइफर
player
player
standing
standing.
मेरे को रफ किया भाई लोग
एडी
shit game shit me.
Match point.
You're up. Stay safe. We're going back in.
ओमन फिर से इंस्टेंट स्मोक देना ना ये पे.
अरे तुम लोग भाई 30 स्ट्राइक होकर भी पता नहीं क्या करते हो।
कोई ना भाई, कभी कभी अच्छे टीममेट्स नहीं मिलते हैं, हार हो जाता है.
सही है भाई।
अभी मैं क्या बोलूं, इतना छटपटा रहा हूँ.
बी
गैको पीछे आ
Satchel out.
भाई योरो कुछ तो डैमेज दे दे यार। 120 वाइपर। वन 120 वाइपर।
क्या हक है?
One enemy remaining.
नाइस नाइस। साइफर भी उधर ही था, साइफर भी उधर मेन पे। क्या अंदर गया?
Grenade. Bomb buddy out.
नाइस।
Vibe check, you feeling good? Hope so, hope so.
कोई ना कहको भाई, अब इतना सहली हो तो 1-2 राउंड और सही.
बराबर है।
ये भाई
भाई यहाँ ये
भाई
पूरा
खेलोगे
कर
हम लोग के
दी।
साथ?
इसके बाद
रह जाए। हाँ
भाई मैं अच्छा नहीं खेल रहा हूँ भाई, पूरे दिन ही
अरे
अच्छा
भाई
नहीं
किसी
खेल
के पास लॉन्ग शॉट गन है, ऊपर
रख
ऊपर
क्या
चले जा,
पड़ता है
ऊपर
भाई?
चले जा। किसी के पास लॉन्ग शॉट गन है, ऊपर चले जा भाई। हेलो लॉन्ग शॉट ऊपर।
Right there.
अरे रे
मिड है।
भाई 2 D10 है वोमेन।
Last player standing.
अरे एक और आ गया।
एडी
Attackers win.
अरे बाप रे बाप, क्या बीटी है, बाप रे बाप, बाप रे बाप. जाको राखे साइया, शिट खेले हमी. भाई नाम तो देख लो लौंडा लोग का. चलो भाई, आज के लिए काफी. काफी और काफी खराब, असहनीय था आज का. तो ठीक है, इट इज व्हाट इट इज. क्या लेकिन एक ब्रिम का छोड़े यार, सनसेट एक खेल लेते हैं. आई मीन बोलते हैं हमको ही मिलेगा बोलने से, देखते हैं क्या पता, मैं भी सनसेट ही मिला. मेरे पास और फ्रूट ही नहीं है. क्या वियर्ड बचपना नशा हो रहा है मेरा फ्रूटी का.
Match found.
नहीं, फेड खेलना है। बाइंड पे फेड खेल सकते हैं नहीं तो फेड खेल। बहुत सारा जगह है उसका, जैसे कि शावर पे ऊपर एक छेद है जहाँ से अच्छा शावर के थ्रू साइड पे निकलेगा और जैसे बी साइड पे तुम एंटर कर रहे हो टीपी अच्छा टीपी से हुक्का के जस्ट बाहर
Select your agent.
नाटी के साथ समझा कौन नहीं जो था बोझो जो खेलता है ब्रीच इसका नहीं दिखा था तेरे को बीच में वो जंगल ब्रीच में है ना this literally is a joke अबे एक बहुत मस्त हम देखे जिसमें नॉक नॉक जोक को तुम काउंटर कर सकते हैं हाँ, जिसमें तुम नॉक नॉक जोक को काउंटर कर सकते हैं ले ले अरे जल्दी से मेरे को नॉक नॉक करना ओमेन यार तू तो मैच में गुस्सा गए हाँ भाई मेरे को खुद पे तो आ ही रहा था ना दूसरों पे गुस्सा करे क्या करे भाई इतना आग रहे थे तुम बिना माइक ऑन किए चिचिया रहे थे आप बिना माइक ऑन किए तुम कर सकते हैं हम ये सब बस एक्स्ट्रा करते ताकि हम पैसे भी ना मिले guy in the chair and Spidey both yeah स्ट्रीम पे बोल दिया क्या तीन चैप्टर पढ़े हैं तीन चैप्टर पढ़े हैं some good CGI cover Robbie Henry did it first
Listo, Chefinho! Thanks for the paint canisters. Best gift ever.
You bet. I don't use them all in one day.
oh है हम नहीं ध्यान दिए इतना ध्यान से नहीं यार ब्रिम तो ऐसे फट से लॉक करके अच्छा नहीं किया यार अब मैं क्या करूं लाइनअप्स का ये फेड से फेंकूं
मेरे को तो आता नहीं भाई
यार ऐसे नॉटी हरकतें क्यों कर रहा है तू
मेरे को तो
कोई बात It's holy bro, let's have fun.
It's holy DDLJ holy
Good.
Where are you?
Smoke's down.
Marked one.
नहीं अंदर कोई नहीं है टीपी किया योरू अंदर आके
Bench, oh bench. Go ahead.
Spike down B.
Enemy spotted.
Last player standing.
Oh.
Breach. I took a servo from your arms.
अरे किसका है वो RGX पिस्टल? फेंको. Who got that RGX? That's not RGX.
ले
Weapon here.
Reloading.
I have retrieved.
चल
Enemy spotted A.
I'll find you.
Oh no.
Bring them down. Take hold.
Spike down
ओए
A.
एक्टिवेटर मत जा
अरे ब्रिम क्यों?
Last player standing.
मुझे तो तोड़ दिया
अरे नहीं भाई मैं मर गया ना, मेरे को तो दिखा भी नहीं
मुझे लगा
ब्रिम।
तू
गन दिखा तेरे को।
That's not ready.
Long.
कितने लोग स्टन हुए? वाह
I'm gonna run my fist through that omen's face.
चल बे, 4 लोग तो जिंदा थे।
Punch a ghost?
बी चलो बी
किसी को नहीं मारे होंगे। मैं जा रहा हूँ थोड़ा लर्क पे इस राउंड ए पे। तुम लोग सब निकलो बी, मैं ए पे धीरे धीरे आऊँगा।
I'll find you.
Enemy spotted B.
Typical. Bring them down.
Last player
down.
standing. Spike down B.
Enemy down. Where are you?
30 seconds left. Ten seconds left.
Now remember, wipe the prints from your guns. It's just good crime scene etiquette.
गाइस थोड़ा धैर्य रखिए, पेशेंस के साथ खेलिए, तो फटफट मर जाएंगे तो कैसे काम चलेगा। ए पे थोड़ा आवाज करोगे ना, और अगर शार्स नहीं जाओगे तो रेना अपने आप पुश कर देता है। ओमन बी पे है।
खाया वो डैमेज क्या है देख।
I'll find you. Bring them down. Bring them down. Satisfying. My ult is ready. Guys on it. We'll catch them.
आएगा वो.
Hit the phone.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
वो मैंने कुछ आइडिया है क्या?
नहीं.
मेन है वो.
30 seconds left.
अरे यार बेवकूफ हूँ मैं. अरे
Shoot the bad guys. How's that for a plan?
सुनो सुनो, मेरे पास अल्ट है. मैं अल्ट करूंगा, सब साथ में घुसेंगे बिल्कुल.
कहाँ जाना है बताओ.
ए पे चलेंगे, ए पे चलेंगे. ब्रिम तेरे पास भी अल्ट है क्या? नहीं, ब्रिम पे अल्ट नहीं है.
नहीं भाई, हीरो किल है भाई, कहाँ से अल्ट हो.
अरे क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग? अरे गाइस, अभी देखा मैंने. What the fuck bros?
हम
चलो,
थोड़ा
चलो.
गांजा ले लो बस.
There, take them. Mark one.
अरे
Bring them down.
Fuck.
Spike
क्या था
down
यार?
A.
क्या था ये डॉग?
Last player standing. Flawless.
Stay in range of my stim beacon, and we'll mow them down.
डी चलो अभी.
भी चलो, वहां पे साइफर और ओमन खेल रहे हैं मोस्टली. रेना और फिनिक्स तो गारंटीड ए पे खेल रहे हैं. योरू का बस पता नहीं रहता किधर खेलता है.
और इधर ही खेलते भी.
एक किल कर दो ऑल्ट.
Okay, let's get set up.
अल्ट है ना तेरा? ठीक है, चलो पिक करो साथ में, निकल जाएगा एक किल.
Stim beacon here.
Where are you? Bring them down.
अरे जाना, हुक्का जाके अल्ट कर देना. ब्रिम पीछे आ.
Reloading.
गो 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 गो. ओह अच्छा, यहीं पे है.
Where are you? We'll catch them.
Spike down B. Last player standing.
Killed the rat. My ult's ready. Right there.
जोड़ा बोझो, तुम तो नहीं हो वो.
We're here because we're the best. Don't any of you forget that.
तुम लोग सब ए पे मेन से जाओ. मैं शावर से आता हूँ. I'll try to get Rena's pick. ब्रिम गन दे अपना.
Need equipment.
रीना.
हाँ आना, रेना को पकड़ेंगे. मैं वाइट स्विंग लूंगा, तो आराम से कर.
Stim beacon down.
बस बैठे रहो, आने दो उसको.
Enemy spotted A.
Where are you? Got him.
नहीं.
Bring them down.
निकले निकले यहाँ से. ब्रिम मत जा. अरे ब्रिम, इतनी जल्दबाजी में क्या? तुम लोग धीरे धीरे बी निकलो ना, तुम लोग दोनों बी निकलो ना धीरे धीरे।
और एक ऊपर
तुम लोग धीरे धीरे जाओ, मैं जब बोलूंगा तब एंटर करना, रुको अभी, नॉट येट नॉट येट।
I'll find you. Last player standing.
I know exactly.
Spike down B. 30 seconds left. Ten seconds left. I'll find you.
Paint? Check. Charges? Check. Brakes? Nowhere in sight.
सारे लॉन्ग से आ जाओ ना।
सारे जैसा
हाँ फक हुक्का, तू एक स्मोक बचा के रख, हुक्का स्मोक कर देना, ठीक है, जब हम लोग खेलना स्टार्ट करेंगे साइड पे। ब्रीच 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 इधर आ, हमें फ्लैश चाहिए लॉन्ग पे।
There.
हम लोग जब पहुंचने वाले होंगे ना लॉन्ग के पास, तब फ्लैश देना। अब
Bring them down.
पीछे 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 पीछे।
Where are we?
योरू एल्बो।
Reload.
चलो अरे मारो यार।
Try again.
अरे प्लांट थे बस पेड़।
प्लान 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 प्लान।
Spike planted.
Careful.
Bring them down.
One enemy remaining.
They're blind with fear.
Last player standing.
What the?
वहीं किया ब्रो, मत पिक कर।
What? Stop.
कोई ना गाइस, आज दिन ही नहीं है किसी का भी।
They're going to scatter from my stuff. Super easy to pick off.
ए ब्रिम वैंडल मांग।
Need equipment. Thanks.
Their fears betrayed them. I'll find you. Grenade!
भी निकल जाए पॉसिबल। अच्छा छोड़।
I see.
I have the spike. Bring them down.
One enemy remaining.
See? There's still plenty of fun to be had.
मार ही नहीं पा रहे हैं।
You can't hide from me.
भाई रेज आज भी कर ले।
Reloading.
पूरा वेट ही करता रहेगा क्या? 9 राउंड हो गए।
आपसे ही सीखो भाई, आपसे ही सीखो।
नहीं नहीं, मैं तो खेल रहा हूँ, तू तो बस कोशिश कर रहा है।
आप एग्जिट फ्रैग्स ले लो गाइस।
Yeah, sure.
Your peaks are not leading us to win.
Yeah, sure. Try learning how to play first rather than blaming someone else. It's okay if you're shit.
Bro, what are you? Like 11 kills and you are saying stuff.
No, I'm not saying stuff. I just said you should have peeked there. I said one thing, you were like, oh, you did this. So clearly you're the insecure one. I was flash too. The second time I peeked, I wasn't.
So there's no point. There's no point of peeking in flash. Why would I peek?
थोड़ा डम जब कम हो जाएगा और मे बी प्यूबर्टी हिट कर देगा तब बताना।
One enemy remaining.
He's low.
Yep. फिर मत कर।
अरे हर क्यों वेट करना है?
हमें इतने लौड़े लगे हुए कर देता हूँ यार भाई।
नहीं भाई, प्रो प्लेयर नॉन बेटर रेस का बात सुन भाई, क्या कर रहे तुम भाई? ब्रिम ऐसे आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएगा जीवन में।
Guess what, Fate? मेरी वजह से एक राउंड निकला है, तेरी वजह से।
Damn, तेरी वजह से एक राउंड निकला है। गिनना चाह रहा हूँ मैं कहाँ पे।
जिसमें तुमने असिस्ट लिया था, जिसमें मैंने दिया था।
मैंने जिस रेना से जाके हर राउंड मर रहा था ना शार्स में, उसको सबसे पहले मैंने क्लियर किया था। एनीथिंग एल्स?
Bring them down.
Sleep. Last player standing.
80 Omen, 80 Yoru. NT.
Last round in the half.
Spend what you got.
देख रहे शिट होना खराब नहीं है, लेकिन उसके शिट होने पे ऐसा अननेसेसरी डिफेंसिव जब दिख रहा है बाकी के 4 लोगों को कि तू ही है टट्टी। बट ठीक है, दैट्स फाइन, दैट्स योर प्रेरोगेटिव। कुछ लोग शिट होते हैं, मानना नहीं चाहते हैं कि वो लैट्रिन है। ब्रीच मेरा हेड माइक कॉर्सेयर का है, हेडफोन मुझे लगा हुआ है भाई।
Reloading. Concussing.
Grenade. Where are you?
Launching smoke.
Mark one.
Launching smoke.
Ah be abi.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Rotate कर ले ब्रिज।
Enemy spotted A. Who's next?
साइफर पीछे से ही खेल।
Where are you? Marked one.
अरे यार इधर
Take hold.
One enemy remaining.
Bring them down.
Let's go.
Switching sides.
Adi, again. Their fear is a trap and the
थैंक्स रे साइफर, साथ में पीक किया। अननेसेसरी बहाना देने नहीं आया तू कि मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ या ऐसा कुछ। नाइस रे साइफर, you're a good player. ब्रिम स्मोक कर रहा है क्या इंस्टेंट? तो मैं शॉट ही लेके बैठ जाऊंगा फिर।
बैठ से
मेरे ट्रिप पे गलत मैं भी जा रहा हूँ।
Bomb buddy out.
कर 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 स्मोक। एक और स्मोक करना जब मैं बोलूंगा, ठीक है?
अबे खत्म भाई, खत्म है, और नहीं है भाई मेरे पास।
Marked one.
Bring them down.
अरे भाई 2 लोग शावर्स हैं। फिनिक्स भी है शावर्स।
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
पीछे पीछे पीछे।
ठीक है
आराम से।
प्लान कर रहा है। मत पीक ले।
Spike planted.
नाइस, वेल प्लेड। नहीं मरेगा साइफर इससे। तू उस तरफ से आके करेगा तो मर जाएगा। अभी नहीं, अब तो लेट हो
दे रहा था मैं डिफ्यूज।
We know more than we did before. Let's use that.
सो जाओ भाई। बस सोएंगे ही। सोएंगे तो सीधे मौत। फेड हाथ में मेहंदी ला के रखती है।
I'll find you.
Give out.
मेन पे दोनों।
One enemy
No
remaining.
more dreams.
कर दे शुरू कर।
Bring them
मेन
down.
कर।
नाइस।
That gets a whole lot easier.
Remember to talk to each other out there. If we communicate, we win.
Bomb buddy out. Where are you?
Spike down
Nice,
B. One enemy remaining.
If they try something.
बोलता है एग्जिट फ्रैग्स। अकेले मर गया जाके सब वहां पे। 1v5 छोड़ दिया मेरे लिए और फिर बोलता है एग्जिट फ्रैग्स। अबे चोमू वो प्लांट करते और तब हम सेव करते करते उनको मारते तो वो होता है एग्जिट फ्रैग्स। या हम सेव कर रहे हैं फिर वो धीरे धीरे आए और हम उनको एक करके मारते गए तो वो होता है एग्जिट फ्रैग्स। हेलो एग्जिट फ्रैग्स बकलोल।
Joke's over! You're dead!
जान मुझ के लिए।
भी
planted. Last player standing.
Exactly करो.
Fake TP.
Flash out.
Open में ability मत खोल.
I can't see them yet. Feel them getting ready.
Feel I'm getting ready. अरे ब्रिम तेरे को बूस्ट करना आता है क्या ये टॉप ट्रक्स पे?
There.
यहाँ से बूस्ट करना आता है तेरे को? मेरे को अब चलाना है.
You know what to do.
Okay.
Who's next?
I'll find you.
Launching smoke. Right there. Molly. Launching smoke.
Side पे है ना.
Hey.
No more smoke.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
100 ओमेन.
Shot. मैं अगर blinded हूँ तो मैं peek क्यों करूँ? Gets blinded, peeks, dies. This race has got to be the cockiest dumbass I have seen in Valorant ever. There are many players who are cocky. He's one of the cockiest. The way he talks, he thinks like, he does shit. एक राउंड गिरा मेरे वजह से. समझा क्या बिड़ू?
Where are you?
इधर पे इधर.
Belong तो clear है अभी. हुक्का हुक्का.
ए यार. देखो.
अरे.
Spike planted.
Oh fuck.
Last player standing.
Trevor. Flash out.
Match point.
Their teeth
Shick
will
shack
chatter in the
shock.
cold and
Shick
dark.
shack shock. Shick shack shook. क्या रे रेस कुछ बोल नहीं रहा, थोड़ा सा ही लड़ाई करके चला गया. पहले ही समझ गया कि बेवकूफ है तू.
I'll find you.
ये कर.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Spike down B. enemy remaining.
I know exactly where you are.
I'll find you. Hesitation is for amateurs. Let's go.
Where was it?
साइफर साइफर मेरे को आगे तक जाना है, तू एक बार इधर आना, एक लॉन्ग पे पीक ले लें शावर से, कोशिश करता हूँ आगे तक जाने की। ओ नाइस रे, निकल निकल निकल, तू चल जा।
The hunt begins.
Take them!
It's behind me. That's out of here. Maybe heaven.
Spike planted.
एक शावर्स के बाहर है मेरे पास।
One enemy
Omen
remaining.
killed. Where are you? Bring them down.
Last player standing. Clutch. Attackers win.
अरे थक गया था यार। उतना ही फर्स्ट ब्लड लिया जितना हम लिया, छटपटा तो ऐसे रहा था ना, आई हैव डन द किल्स। कीडो दिमाग भकुआ का 14 साल का ही है, लेकिन नाम डैडी 4 के रखा है अपना। एनीवे चलो भाई खत्म करो आज का। Gotta go, ladies. It's late. Gotta get up and work tomorrow. So I'll take your leave now. I will go, and as usual, good night, Shabba Khair, Shubh Ratri, and Jai Shri Ram.